This is Vernon, New York. It's the Eastern Nationals. We're finished with our stock qualifying, and as we take a look at it, Blair Morgan has made up even more points.
Well, what happened, obviously, Sean Crapo had been leading it for a while, and he's out for the rest of the year, and Blair, even with his problems, was able to move up. Now, this is an interesting little development here. That's Trevor John, some of his crew, and they're asking our starter, Doug Morrissey, where if he can line up behind the inside guy in the front row. There's a little confusion, apparently, and the rule is, yes, that inside and outside guy of the front row define the inside and outside of the back row, but you can't line up in a gap.
I like how Trevor John is on the inside. Every start I have seen today, that front row has pushed wide. That being Blair Morgan. Let's watch and see if Trevor John gets a good start, because again, typically they've been pushing wide.
That's a very, very heady piece of thinking ahead by Trevor John and his crew. Now you see Trevor right there way inside. An okay start.
Stuffs it in there with Tommy Amasalo, it looks like, but it is Blair Morgan out in front right now. This is a 12 lap stock final. And look at this move up to the front. Right there's Blair Morgan, there's Mike Island, and I am looking at Trevor John on a hard charge forward.
He did a brilliant move, and it's down to his riding because he managed to make on that run, and he's doing it again here.
Triples
Look at that.
Triples up, and it does it again. He comes from the back row all the way into third spot right now. Oh, Curtis Crapo getting him a little love right there.
Yeah, but Trevor having none of it, just stayed tough on the outside. So certainly Trevor electing to utilize that inside of the back row helped when everybody went wide. But then two great runs through some awfully big jumps have propelled him up into that top 3 spot in the battle he has right now for that with his teammate, Kurt.
Battle of the Arctic Cats going on right here. Number 9, Curtis Crapo. Number 85, Trevor John. You find your rhythm, Mr. Man, through that rhythm section. That puts the rhythm in rhythm section right there. 2 different lines, 2 different ways about going about it.
And both of them successful. Oh, Island is off!
Hits the eject button. He was in second in battle with Blair Morgan. His sled's turned sideways. Must have swapped him and threw him off the sled.
Yep, and now which makes this battle now for second. Morgan is gone with a pretty nice lead right now. So that battle between Trevor and teammate Crapo now for second.
It's Blair Morgan who's out in front. Second spot is now Trevor John and Curtis Crapo in the... Oh, Blair Morgan goes down. Morgan was out in front running away with this thing, and he goes down very uncharacteristic for the Skidoo rider.
Out in front and by himself. I mean, there was nobody around that I could see, and it looked like it just started swapping ends on him, and he wasn't able to quite hang on to it, and that puts Trevor John into the lead.
What a benefactor, Trevor John. He made it happen, mind you. He come from the back row, hit the eject button. It looks like PBR on OLN right there. Curtis Crapo. What the heck happened? Here comes Morgan. Morgan to the inside, Greg. He got by both of them the same straightaway.
He read that line beautifully, watched them fight. Trevor got it, and
third goes to extra. What a race. Never fails. Every weekend at WSA Snowcross, we see stuff just like this. Trevor John, a last chance qualifier, takes the win. Morgan goes down after being out in front and is still able to pull off a podium.
And Robbie Malinowski stops, gives the thumbs up to his teammate for the win.
But Trevor John, days like today fall into flashes of brilliance. You had a great ride. I mean, in the back section, not many people were doubling up, but you came from the back row to take the checkered flag. Tell me how you did it. Come on, tell me.
Well, this crowd's so loud, they're awesome. I just got a decent start from the back row, totally surprised me. I had to start behind like 14 snowmobiles, you know? And I don't know, I just kept tripling going into the stuff. Like, I just wanted to make it, like, every lap I gave it everything I had just to try to not crash because it was so gnarly in there. So I just hung on to it, rode pretty smooth, you know? You give it that little extra bit and sometimes it just pans out for you.
Curious to see if that inside of that front row pushes wide like we've seen it do so many times. Here we go, the Pro Open.
Man, they are just intent on this focus of this power.
LaValle with the good drive, was it not?
Did he get a start? But Mike Island came right with him. Look at that.
Wheeling up that finish line, tabletop. Island on the inside, LaValle. Who's going to back down going in that first tire? They're not going to have to. Mike Island takes over position.
And Blair Morgan even further to the inside, got underneath Lavallee, picked up that second spot. And is that our boy Trevor again into third?
It does look like it, but Mike Island on the Bud Light Skidoo out in front. Blair Morgan second. John now moves into the third spot. Lavallee back and forth. I thought Lavallee had that whole shot and was wheeling on to first spot. He drops back to fourth in less than a lap.
Boy, and look at Mike Island getting that sled rotated. I don't think that was totally intentional, but it certainly worked for him. And here we go. Trevor John trying to ramp around. And now TJ has got in front of Levi.
Gula looks good here as well, doubling up, trying to get inside of Trevor John. He's set up on the inside, no, shuts the door. Mike Island, Blair Morgan, Trevor John, TJ Gula, Levi Lavallee, your top five, and it looks just like the stock. They are banging bars out there today.
Well, Lavallee just gave teammate Gula a little tap with the ski, and then Levi quickly checked up out of it because you don't want to take your teammate out ever. It was a smart move, but yeah, those two guys, I tell you what a difference from last weekend for them.
Mike Island, though, smooth sailings. He's out in front, and he's not even seeing all this. He hasn't come up on him again. He just knows he's out in front, pulling away from the best of the best, Blair Morgan.
Well, and the problem for Morgan has been that Island, when he got in traffic, Blair closed up a little bit, and then Island said, see ya.
Adios, my man, taking the win. Fist pump. Congratulations, Mike Island, living up to his potential. That X Games gold comes back on the Worldwide Tour stop and takes a win. Levi Lavallee, TJ Gula, and shutting him down. Gula is not going to be able to get by, and Levi Lavallee has his best finish of the year and his first podium of third. The best finish as a pro? How disappointing do you think Blair Morgan is with second? Because this could move him into the points lead, and I believe it does.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He'll be disappointed because Morgan's all about winning.
Right.
But he also calculates in his head. And with Kuster going that far back, I think Morgan could come out of this, as you said, not by much, but a little bit of a points lead.
Blair behind me the whole time?
Yes, he was.
You're in that. He's trying to pop snow out of his helmet. That's how intense it gets.
Island, Morgan, Lavallee, Gula, Kuster worked his way up to fifth spot. Good job there. DJ Extra back in 10th. He is going to lose ground in that points battle. It's tighter than ever. Yeah, 1 point, but it's switched around a little bit. Kuster leads Blair by 1. DJ dropped back to third, but watch out. Mike Island still closing in.